So 2023 is over, I guess. And I saw like 15 movies, so I'm just gonna rank them. So how this works is I'm gonna present the movie, I'll probably tell who's in it as well, and then I'm gonna explain what happened in the movie and what it's about. I'll tell what I like and not like about it, and then I'm gonna put it on a scale from 1 to 10. After I go over all 15 movies, I'm gonna put them on a list from worst to best. Two things quick. This is my own personal ranking, so my opinion is probably different than yours because I feel like I have some very controversial places for some of these movies. And second of all, spoiler warning ahead for all 15 of these movies. Just gonna put it out there right now. Alright, let's begin, and we're going through release date. Fun fact, I saw this movie in Ireland with my arch cousins that are triplets. And what just happened? This movie was pretty forgettable, but it wasn't bad. Drax from the Guardians of the Galaxy movies was in it. So was Ronald Weasley, but he was on cocaine from Harry Potter. And King George III from Hamilton were all in the movie. So I don't remember anything from this movie except one scene, which I'll talk about in a minute, but here is the IMDb plot outline read by Barack Obama himself.
While vacationing, a girl and her parents are taken hostage by armed strangers who demand that the family make a choice to avert the apocalypse.
So, in summary, I'll give Knock at the Cabin a 5 out of 10 just cause it's very forgettable. Oh crap! I forgot to tell you guys about the one scene that I remember from this whole entire movie. Ron Weasley does something very, very terrible that I can't show you guys on YouTube, but what are we talking about again? Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was a movie that you loved or that you hated it. And for me, I thought it was better than I expected. The movie I thought was better than what some reviewers said about it. And I thought this movie had some very memorable moments. But there were two things I didn't like about this movie. CGI on MODOK and the ending. Also, in most scenes, you can tell they were just filming on a green screen. The story was that Paul Rudd and the gang going down to the CGI place, they made Kang and MODOK, they both beat their asses, they come back to the real world, and the story. Other than that, Paul Rudd was still hilarious, Jimmy Woo made a cameo, and Kang was an excellent character, and I hope nothing happens to his actor in the future. So I will give Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania a 6 out of 10. This movie is awesome! Scream 6, I had such a fun time with this movie. Vanessa from In the Heights and Wednesday from Wednesday were in the movie. The movie's just Ghostface, but he's in New York. It's literally Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan, but way better. I like how instead of 2 killers like the previous movies, there are 3. Being a Scream fan myself, I really do enjoy all the references in that one museum scene. That movie was so good that I'm making a fan movie of it. So I'll give Scream 6 an overall rating of an 8 out of 10. Peaches, 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 peaches. Here's my thoughts for the Mario movie in a nutshell. So, what else do you want me to say? It sucked. So, I'm probably going to lose a lot of people here from saying it, but Super Mario Bros. The movie was one of the movies that I did not even get any joy out of this year. That might be because I didn't really grow up with Mario, I grew up with Minecraft, or I just had my expectations too high. But for sure, it had a very fast pace, which I really didn't enjoy, and that the voice acting sucked. And about the story, it was just very simple plot, overused. So, for the Super Mario Bros. Movie, I have to give it a 3 out of 10.
Thank you for calling Marvel Studios. If you know your party's 7, for the receptionist, please press 0. Wait while I transfer your call.
Hi, yes. May I have some tissues, please? I'm about to cry for 24 hours. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is not just a top-tier Marvel movie, like the best ones in Spider-Man No Way Home, but it is so damn emotional. I almost cried on multiple instances of this movie just because of a CGI raccoon voiced by Bradley Cooper. I don't have really any problems with this movie. It ended the Guardian story very well, and the villain was really good. He was better than Kang. And I feel like this is a Marvel movie that is really, really good, like it was back in the old days, because some Marvel stuff now are kind of crap, but you know what I mean. Also, Awesome Mix Volume 3 is such a banger. So for Guardians of the Galaxy, it's short because I have nothing to say because it was very good. So I'll give Guardians of the Galaxy a 9 out of 10. Before anything, I want to thank my friend Steven for reminding me that I almost skipped the Spider-Verse as he was watching it for the first time. So thank you, Steven, if you're watching. Ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to say something. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. For me, this is the best movie of 2023. This movie is a masterpiece, like completely a masterpiece. The characters are so lovable, the story was very well written, and the cliffhanger was just perfect. But there's one thing that makes this movie stand out. The so many art styles. So for each universe, it's represented with a different art style. So Miles is like the classic art style from the first movie, and then you go to Gwen's, which is all watercolor, and then you go to Spider-Man India's, which is more 2D, and then Spider-Punk is just newspaper. So I think Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is better than its first movie. So for that, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse gets the first 10 out of 10. Elemental is the definition of a comeback. Elemental is a Pixar classic to me. The last Pixar movie that I felt like was a classic was Coco, which was all the way back in 2017. That was like 6 years ago. This movie was also very creative with the art style and the characters. Even the fire people having their own language was so unique and I loved it. The only problem I have with this movie was that Wade and Amber had a relationship, and that's just, I didn't thought it was going to be a buddy movie, not a romance movie, but the movie still worked. There's just one thing I'm kind of scared about. Elemental fanfiction. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet here since I don't have many notes for Elemental, but this movie is a Pixar classic. I love it. It did turn my expectations a bit because I thought it was more of a buddy movie than a romance movie, but it was such a good movie and such a great story. So I'll give Elemental a classic 7.5 out of 10. Damn it. It's 6:30 p.m. on New Year's Eve, and I need to get this video done in under 5 hours and 30 minutes, so this can be uploaded for New Year's Day. God, I hate my life. What movie do you think that represents cinema? Is it Star Wars or Back to the Future? Well, both are correct, but do you know what's also correct? Oppenheimer. This movie belongs in a theater. I saw this in the movie theater and I loved it. It had a stunning cast, it had an amazing director with a great reputation, and it was visually stunning. Also, I like how the cast really does look like the real people as well. Just want to mention that. If I had to be really picky, I say Oppenheimer was too long of a movie and it could have been a little shorter. It was like 3 hours, I believe. But it wasn't the longest movie I saw. The longest movie I saw was Avatar: Way of the Water at 3 hours and 12 minutes. I feel it is right to give Oppenheimer the second 10 out of 10 in this video. So, Oppenheimer, you deserve the 10 out of 10.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken. Is it my destiny?
I have one word to describe this beauty of a movie. Mid. So, this movie was just weird to me. Barbie was, I don't know, it was mid at best, in my opinion. The only good things that were in that movie is how it tried to be like the toys, Ryan Gosling as Ken, and the song I'm Just Ken. I think this movie would have been better if it wasn't too preachy and, I'm gonna say, political in the third act. Man, some conservatives are gonna be happy about that, I bet. So, for Barbie, I'll give it a 6 out of 10, just because it had some very funny moments, and yeah. Barbie, you get a 6 out of 10. Congrats. If the Oscars actually had some heart in mind, they would have done a Funniest Movie Award, and it would easily go to Strays for this year. This movie made me laugh so hard throughout its whole duration. It is hilarious. Yes, the story might be dumb and a little lackluster, but the comedy is what matters for this movie, and they deliver it well. It's funny because it's talking dogs, they pee everywhere, so many jokes. Even there's one part where they have to eat their owner's ball.
I could tell James felt different about this human girl. Maybe it was because she smelled like biscuits, or maybe it was because something about her was special.
Excuse me, do you know where we can get some food around here?
As I was saying, James thought he was helping this girl, but the truth is, she was helping him.
Oh, this bull.
Wait, what is he doing?
I've seen this before. He's one of those narrator dogs.
So for that, I am going to give Strays a 7 out of 10, just because it's very funny and it made me laugh throughout the whole movie. You guys are going to be asking, what the hell is dumb money? If you guys remember the GameStop stock market thing that happened in 2021, that's that, but in a movie. And it was actually really good. It had the Riddler from the Batman and Pete Davidson. I also like how some of it takes place in Pittsburgh, home city represent, but most of it takes place in Boston, which is also a very wonderful city. Dumb Money may not be known by everyone, but it's such a good movie, so I'll give Dumb Money a 8.5 out of 10. If you want to guess how long I waited for this movie, take a guess right now. You got it? I waited 8 long years for this movie, and it came out. Was it worth it? Was it worth the wait? For me, yes. I only had 2 issues with the movie, Mike's dream sequence and Aunt Jane. I guess this is kind of a minor issue too. Just Golden Freddy should have more screen time, and he should have been more golden. Another fun fact for you guys, I met the guy who played William Afton, Matthew Lillard. Here's a picture of us together. I may look high, but look, it's us in a picture. How cool is that? The animatronics were the best part of the movie. They look like they just came right out of the game, and they were made by the same people who created the Muppets, so awesome. So for my rating for Five Nights at Freddy's after an 8-year wait, I'm going to be a little biased, I'm sorry, but I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. How do some of you hate this movie? I actually thought it was really good. The only issue I had with this movie was the villain, because the villain's just very forgettable. Miss Marvel carried the movie. She was great. And that's all I have to say for Marvel, so let's rate it. Oh my god. So, for the Marvels, I'll give it a rating of a 7 out of 10. I feel like more people should go see it and not hate it as much. It was a great movie. If you guys can hear fireworks, I'm sorry. He came from nothing, he conquered everything, and he did all that so he can just have the worst movie of 2023 be his movie. I have never felt so bored during a movie, and this is the movie. It was bad, it was historically inaccurate too, by the way. The acting was bad, and it was too much of the sex too, man. Oh my god. Napoleon is the worst movie of the year. It might be worse actually in general for me. Napoleon gets a 1 out of 10.
Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
I freaking love this movie. I can talk about this movie for ages, but I'm going to keep it short. But this movie is my favorite movie of this year, and might be even one of my favorites overall now. But it's awesome, it's funny, it's charming, it's emotional, it's a musical, it's everything you want a movie to be, and it's also a great story. And it doesn't even need a sequel, it's too perfect, because they also wrapped everyone's stories in that one, and it's just a perfect movie. That soundtrack is so good, I sing it too much. It is amazing music. Also, is Timothée Chalamet my 11 years older twin? So, to keep it short and sweet, because I can probably make a whole video about Wonka once it comes out on digital, but for Wonka, I am going to give it the final 10 out of 10 in this whole video. And Wonka, you are my favorite movie, and oh, this movie is amazing. You guys need to go check it out before it leaves theaters. And now guys, since I went all 15 movies I saw this year, let's hope I can do this again for next year, because this video is so fun to make. But now here is my list, and after the list is done, I'll be done speaking. So I hope you guys have a great new year and have an amazing beginning of 2024. And now here is my list.
World of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know